Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For this selection, or this time around, I'm going to use the Thelema Tarot for the tarot part. There was more information. At the bottom here is there's a website. So I think it's Los Garibo. I'm not good with pronouncing things. I feel like it's quite obvious to people who watch a lot. But there's the spelling, because if you want to find it or get more information, go ahead, go on there and check out whatever you want to check out. I don't recall last time I was on that site, so it could be some cool stuff. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There are their full names if you want to check them out individually. There are some websites on the back here. She Who Is Art is what stops or jumps out to me. And the dice are the same dice. They're metal dice. They're from Amazon. So if there's anything on that, they're from Amazon. I don't think there's a specific website on there, is there? Just Amazon, D&D. So if you want to find metal dice, I use the 20, the 4, and the 12. The 20 is for the major arcana, which obviously it's missing number 21, which would be the world, if my brain is working. And then for the minor arcana, the 12 I use from ace up to knight. So it's missing the king and queen, but still works. And the 4 I use for which element it is. And I go in the order of the zodiac. So the first, since Aries is the first, I use fire for 1, earth for 2, air for 3, and then water for 4, in case you're wondering. Okay. Thank you for checking out this part, and now on to your read. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. With that being said, what do we have for Capricorn? Alright, there is some nervous energy here, but I don't think it's going to be that bad for you. In fact, you already know what you want to do is what I'm getting. Why wouldn't you just... I can't believe that happened again! Oh, it happened with, the Virgo read had this too. It's just, this one card is showing up in the advice column, and it's blowing me away. So, let's get in here and find out what's going on. This could be an interesting read. There's a lot of people involved, by the way. In my opinion, Capricorn can be very social, but I also think of Capricorn as very selective. In the sense of there's people who are close to you, there's people that you're okay with, there's people that you have to deal with, and then there's those other people. So there's some levels here that you probably deal with, that's what I'm thinking. And you can be very social, but it's kind of depending on who you're social with, is what subjects you'll talk about, or when somebody starts talking about something, you're I don't like them well enough to talk about that subject with them, so I'm just going to kind of exit. Maybe something like that. Boundaries. You have certain boundaries with certain people. It's kind of like at work, maybe you don't talk about things that you have problems at home with. You just don't do that. Maybe there's close friends you do talk to that with, though. You know what I mean? People, there's a lot of people involved in this situation, though. And whatever this situation is, be it a work connection, be it a family connection, be it a friend connection, whatever it may be for you, I do get that you kind of flow through this in a sense of well, I like this part and that part, or I need to be here for this part and that part, and if I get along with people, things work better, things go better for me, things go better for people that I care about. So you kind of deal with the situation as you feel necessary. Because I keep getting this sense of I don't really like all these people, but I like when everything works together like it should. I like how not everybody's going to be somebody I like anyway. These people are just going to be there. So I just I churn through it the way I need to. There's just some people I have to deal with. The Eight of Swords and this Star card together. I think this is a change coming up. I mean, you do have the world card. You have the world card here too. So yeah, you got a change coming up. 8 of Pentacles, and you got the Death card, but it's reversed. So I feel like this might be something that kind of, it might drag on for a little while. Ironically, I don't think that's going to bother you. I think that's just going to give you more time to evaluate and ask questions and move things where you need to. I feel like because this is kind of dragging, I'm not convinced you're going to like that it's dragging, but I do feel like it's going to give you an advantage because of it. So it's kind of like, well, I don't really like it, but at least I get an advantage out of it. So, if that makes sense. There's a change coming. I get that, but this is a weird energy because especially what I see coming up. 4 of Cups, the Hermit, and the Page. You're the Page, yeah? Yeah, you're the Page. Page of Swords. There's the way that's playing out, I don't feel like you really care for it. But at the same time, there's more good than bad. That 4 of Cups is like, the part that's not good is really annoying and really bold. But 3 out of the 4 cups, 3 out of the 4 are good, really good cups for you, and things going well. There's a lot of people involved here too. A lot of people involved, and there's also this like desperation for things to work out correctly. Be aware of that. I don't think that's going to serve you. I understand that that's a part of your personality for things to work out correctly and to have that commitment to like do what you can to make sure they do work out the way they should for you. Totally get that. But I'm getting like this warning that there's a lot of people involved, and there's this primal energy making me feel like there's a little bit of a desperation, some type of desperation to like make sure that I get what I'm supposed to get out of this situation. If you can step back from that, if you can. There's this weird energy going on with this desperation. I'm trying to touch it, but it's also like that desperation is also like the situation's going forward faster than you can really get a hold of it. It's kind of like, it reminds me of being like in kindergarten or first grade, and there's going to be 3, like say there's 5 choices up there, and you already know the first 2. Like if I can't, I want this one or that one if I can't. But by the time you get up there, there's only 1 or 2 left, and neither of them are what you were looking for. But it's like by the time when you're being told that there's 5 choices and what they are, there's only 1 or 2 left as it is, so there really wasn't a choice. Does that make sense? It's kind of like they're saying you can have, the blue, the red, the orange, the green, or the purple, and all that's left is the green. So it's like they're telling you could have all that, but when you walk over there, there's only green left, so there really wasn't a choice, if that makes sense. That's how this is also feeling. But if you thought there was a choice and you missed out, it's going to drive you crazy. So be careful. See that going into it. Like it's going to seem like there's choices and there's not really choices on where you're going to add into this. That's going to be aggravating. That is definitely going to be aggravating. Hopefully this helps in preparing you for that. You try to move forward the best you can. I keep getting that with this too. It's a struggle because it's like I keep thinking things are going to fall apart, but things are already done before I get there, and people are telling me I need to do this, but then it's already done, and it's kind of like, what are we doing? There's a lot of weird, too many people. There's so many people involved. There's a lot of people. You get yourself all geared up to do what you have to do, then you find out that there really wasn't a choice, and or that it was already done. So it's kind of like, okay, it's just like you're driving me nuts for nothing. What they're saying is when you start realizing that this pattern is happening, it's kind of like, all right, look at your end game. Where do you want to be? And you can't take a lot of time. It probably won't take you a lot of time to figure out what that is. Go right to your end game. Whatever the situation is, because things are changing, what is your end game? What is the most important thing you want? What is your end game? Head towards that. Make that happen. Okay, we're gonna go with the empowerment energy is to like head for your end game and keep it to yourself. That deceit card showed up in like what to do. Keep it to yourself. It's not popular, but this is the truth. You can't win an honorable fight with a dishonorable person. So if somebody's playing games with you, you might have to just play those games back to get what you need out of the situation. I know it's not a popular opinion, but it's kind of like, it doesn't mean you have to be as unscrupulous as they are, but like if you have to play it close to your chest, if you have to keep information out of the situation so people don't know what you're doing, if you have to play it completely like a poker hand close to your chest or however you need, the advice is to like just head towards your end game, keep it to yourself, do what you have to do because you can't win an honorable fight with a dishonorable person. And I keep getting that over and over again. This is what's coming forward. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. I know it doesn't sound pretty and nice and proper and sunshine roses, but that's what I'm getting. So what they're saying do not do is do not wait to see what other people are doing. Do not let other people lead you. For some reason in this situation, there's this thing like I have to wait to see what other people are going to do first because there's all these possibilities and I have to see where they're going to go to know where I want to go. Don't do that. Don't wait to see what other people do to decide what you're going to do. I understand there might be a need or that might sound rational in this situation, but they're saying if you want this to work out for you, identify your end goal, identify what you want, and just head towards it. Just go towards it and keep it to yourself and do what you have to do to make it happen. That's the way it's playing out. That's the way that came. I'm just blown away that it happened for Virgo too. So, and I shuffled those cards good because I didn't want that card coming back up. And what does it do? Came right back up and in that same spot for you. So there's something going on where they're saying, you know what? You can't win an honorable fight with a dishonorable person. It's just not going to happen. If you're able to keep it to yourself, you should be fine. It's like the level of success for you, to be fair. Because you got the Six of Pentacles, things will balance out. You also got the Star card coming in again. You had it right here in the center. The Star card's coming in at the end with success and the contract. It's about the level of success. It's about the version of success you're going to get. Because if you just head towards your end game and keep it to yourself, things will lock in for you and balance out the way they should. If you kind of work with other people, it's not that you're going to get shafted. You're just not going to end up with what you wanted. So it's kind of like, if you're going to end up with $50,000, it's kind of like, $50,000 worth of property that you have to deal with, or $50,000 of actual money, so you can do what you want. Depending on you might look at that property and be like, you know what, actually I want that $50,000 worth of property because I can multiply that and make it $500,000 worth of property. So give me that, that's what I want, that's what I'll take because I can multiply that. You might be the other one. You know what, I don't want that property, I don't want to deal with that. Give me the $50,000 because I know how to invest that and multiply that and make it what I want. That's the direction I want to go. You might be both. Maybe both you can make it into what you want. What's more preferable? It's better for you to decide what you want and move towards it. You'll have more success. So it's kind of like you'll still end up with that $50,000. It's just do you want it in the land or do you want it in the tangible money? Because you decide when you aim towards what you want and you just do what you need to do to make that happen, you get what you want. You get what you want, you can make it what you want. Typically with Capricorn, in my opinion, whatever the situation is, you're going to go towards a direction that you can easily make your bounty. So for example, maybe it's a lot easier for you to take the land and multiply that 10 times. So naturally you're going to head towards that to get what you need out of it. You know what I mean? It does seem like you're going to have a good outcome either way, but they're saying if you want this to be more the way you want it versus the way it just kind of turned out, keep it to yourself. Just find your end goal, head towards it, keep it to yourself. Can't win an honorable fight with a dishonorable person. Whoever you're dealing with, I don't know. That's the advice. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.